Looks like we're live.
All
Yep.
Hey
right.
y'all.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey y'all. It's been a minute since y'all heard of hey y'all. But if you out there, say what's up.
Let me see.
Holla, holla, holla.
We are talking Queen Sugar, the season premiere. It was lit. We got a lot to get to. Hey B Dizzle. Got my girls with me. We had so much fun recapping um Greenleaf.
Yes.
So I had to get the gang back together. So hey, be rich. Hey, pretty.
Hey, how are you? So excited.
Yes. Hey, season.
Hi.
Hi.
She ready to cut up already.
Yes.
Yes, we ready. We ready to get into it. Ready to get into it. Okay. I don't know how many of y'all gonna join because I haven't gone live since election year. I retired. But I'm back in it. I'm back in it. So let's see. Hey, B Dizzle. Patrick said hi and bye,
Hey,
y'all.
hey.
Hey, Lene, or is it Lene? I hate saying people's name wrong, but I think
Oh,
it's
you gotta
Lene
like it.
or Lene. Because my mom's name, it's N-E-E and it's Renee, but I don't see an accent. So, anyways, the 33B Dizzle, Altuan. All right, ladies. We're not gonna belabor this because I'm a little hot.
It's a little
It's
hot.
Lene. It's Lene. Okay, hey Lene girl.
Lene.
All right, if you haven't seen Queen Sugar, it's gonna be all kind of spoilers. So don't get up on here 2 seconds in and be like, "Oh my God, what are
I
you
ain't
talking?
watching.
I haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it. You're spoiling it for me."
Log
Uh,
off.
Cozy says, "What show you talk about? Queen Sugar, the season premiere. It just aired, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. You can come back later and watch our commentary and Kiki if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, leave comments, questions in the comment box. I'll read it out as we go through our chat. Okay, so let's start off. First of all, everybody got new hair.
Yeah.
Everybody got new hair.
Oh,
Yes, I think it's like, hey, Ashley. Ashley, shout out to everybody in Houston. I know you out there with no power,
Oh my
no
goodness.
food. So our heart first and foremost goes out to y'all. If you in your car
Absolutely.
looking at your phone, then shout out to you. We love you out there. But yeah,
Stay
thanks for tuning
warm.
in, girl.
Safe. Ugh.
Oh, it's just
Right.
it's so awful. It's so awful what's going on. It's worse than a hurricane. Like it's crazy. So yeah, we definitely praying for y'all out there. But okay, let's get back to Queen Sugar though. So Nova started us off. Hey K Fab Mac, cutting her hair, cutting her locks off, doing the ancestral thing, doing the whole
Mhm.
reason. You already making a face. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you got?
I mean, it's pretty known in the black community when a woman start taking scissors to her hair, she going through some shit.
Okay.
But
So I could see, yeah, it was kind of framed as like some offering or a new beginning, but I was just like, why you do that for? Because
I
that
think it was definitely a new beginning. It was definitely a new beginning thing. It's a new beginning for the family. She got a not so much new man, it's a remixed man because they have history and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Charlie is, councilwoman. Everybody's doing good. And so, she got her paper, which we're gonna get to in a second. So I'm just gonna talk about the hair right now. Okay, I'm gonna start a real shallow. So Nova got the new hair, right? The
Got the
little mohawk
uh-huh.
thing joint. Charlie got the bob.
okay, okay.
Okay, she got the
Yep.
little pressed. She got the pressed bob.
The blunt cut. Now y'all know I'm not. That ain't my favorite style, but it'll do for her because she got a slim chin. I'll be mad at people who can wear bobs because I was a heavyweight champion for a minute. So anybody who could do those bobs, I'd be mad at them. But she
My
looked
face
good
is
with
too
the
long.
bob.
I cut my hair one time, girl, after the Jamie. Remember that Jamie Foxx video? Unpredictable.
Yeah, yeah,
Girl, she was cute. She had her little bob. I cut my fucking
yeah.
hair. That was the one and only
See, y'all
time.
can do that, Bob.
My face is too long for a bob. Shit, the fuck. I need some length. Okay, matter of fact, my swoop
I
ain't even
need some
cooperating.
curls, all that. Yeah, but that's I'm going back. Okay, continue.
Okay. So Ashley says, I mean, it's okay to cut it, but that's the style you choose on purpose. Yikes. I don't know which one she referring to. I thought Charlie's Bob had a little bit too
No,
much.
she talking about Edward Scissors.
Talking about she's talking about the spiders on the head.
Okay.
I felt like that too. I was like, what? That was the cut? Okay.
Well, okay. She did. I like her little cut. I like her little cut because it still got the little natural, got the little curl. I thought Charlie's Bob had a little bit too much kitchen press. It had a little bit too much bump on it. It had a little bit too much bump on it.
Because by the end of the episode, like the court scene, it was raised up a little bit.
But you know when your bundles get old, you gotta start shaving the back.
Yeah, I like the blunt cut. Now Parker, it was Battle of the Bobs because Parker Campbell and Mira Van, I love her. She had the blunt cut. Charlie had the kitchen press.
The little scoop. I didn't been there. I got pictures to prove it where I didn't have the little double bump. Okay. So
okay. Girl, okay, so Micah cut his hair too. That was an upgrade for Micah because them little fake locks.
Little dress that was like this.
But everybody wanted to be that Wakanda style. Everybody wanted to do
he
that.
He did have the Killmonger dread.
Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. He wife and Lord. Yeah, we rooted for him.
Let's
okay, season like no, too far.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Moving on. Darla got bundles because Darla last season had the kitchen press. Now she got the bundles. So I'm like, okay, Darla, inches. She can.
You know what?
You know what? Shout out to Bianca Lawson because they got her playing a straight up ex-drug addict, and she ain't aged not 2 minutes since the show started.
She's a vampire for real. Like Pharrell and Bianca, like straight up, like they do not age. It's crazy.
No, not Pharrell.
That's scary.
Yeah, Chantel says she looking more sober. Tara says look like everybody cut their hairs. We're gonna talk about Bianca because I'm not Bianca, but we're gonna talk about Darla because Darla got a little. She's so melancholy to me. She's so melancholy. But we're gonna get on that a little bit later. Okay. All right. So we talked about everybody's hair. I'm biased. She always switch up the hair, so that ain't breaking news. Okay. So let's get to Nova. We're gonna go person by person. So we're gonna start off with Nova. Now Nova was on my shit list last season. Because she started on my shit list for the whole Remy thing. Now, y'all haven't been super into the show like how I have. So I'm just going to list it off. She was on my shit list for Remy. Then she was on my shit list for the way she went about her whole memoir, outing, Blue and, Darla's sexual assault and all that other kind of shit, plus how she did Charlie. So Nova was really, really... Nova was really, on my shit list. K5 Max says, can we talk about how fluffy Nova looked when she pregnant? I don't think so.
Is she pregnant in real life?
I don't think so. That's tacky to speculate on somebody's pregnancy. But I will say, people did look fed because, it has been a pandemic. So, people look a little extra fed this season, but she still look good. Okay. But I don't think she's pregnant in real life. No.
Okay, well, what your follower talking about? Huh? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Nova was on my shit list for Remy, the memoir, whatever. Now she's getting her. But Nova always comes out on top. Okay, so she's with Calvin, the white ex-cop. What did y'all think about them trying to, he's trying to sell himself as the good white cop? That's a hard sell right now. And
it's touchy. I mean, of course, we are exhausted with the dialogue of that whole proven point,
Yeah.
But I understand trying to fit in. I mean, as I continue to watch the episode, I think they're both trying to figure that out in a certain way.
Right.
But I think some of those things we are just mentally like, okay, you know.
Yeah. Season.
I mean, typical white people shit. I ain't think nothing of it. I was just like, oh, okay, so we can go down your list of every arrest and know that you didn't act the fool, nigga.
Yeah.
Boy,
Like,
white
okay,
boy,
Calvin. Bye, Calvin.
bye,
We ain't mind that
Calvin.
shit.
Okay, just say you with her now, and you gonna start kicking it with her friends, and you finna be on the Black Lives Matter shit. Just say that, but
Yeah,
don't
you an
be like, oh,
ally.
I was a good cop. Don't nobody know what a good cop is.
Yeah, that I think
So
that's
you
gonna be a
gonna
hard sell. I really like. I don't know how they're gonna navigate through that. I know they're gonna address Black
Absolutely.
Lives Matter, all that kind of stuff. I'm not seeing it with that. I don't think that's a hard sell for me.
yeah, I just skipped
But
right over that scene. I
yeah,
was
but he
like,
is trying to say that, he's trying hard with the family. He's very humble for a white man in particular. A white cop, he's very humble. Okay. He be going in there, he just stay in his little lane, he fill people out a little bit. So, if you're gonna date a Calvin, a little white ex-cop, I guess that's the way to go about doing it. But there is a little bit of contradiction, and I think that's
Yeah.
what has always been interesting about Nova and Calvin. Another part that was interesting was, how Nova's all gung ho about like, oh, my family, and you're met on
Yes.
my family, and he was very hesitant about her meeting his family.
Yes.
What do you think about that, Brittany?
It's one of those things where it just pisses me off because we know it's that, well, I could come to your place, but you can't come to mine so often, so
Yeah.
so often. And the fact that it's painted as a protection thing, like, well, he's not really a nice man and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And it's always the excuses to keep things the way they are. Like, no, if we're together, I want to be a part of this dynamic. Don't do the shutting off and you get to be all in my space. And then when it comes to, me trying to get connected and be a part of your family dynamic, it's like, let me protect you from this. No, you need to check them, like,
Okay, that's a good point. You got to check them.
check
Okay,
'em.
okay. Steven, I suspect that you wouldn't want to be around his racist ass family. What do you think?
hell no. That's okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, girl, it took him this long to even really like try and attempt to have you in his life for real, for real. You think that was just because he was married, or like, come on, girl. And I just don't understand her. Like, why are you so pressed or interested? Like, yeah, like why you so ready to be sitting up in these people's face? You know the tea. You already know what you finna deal with.
Right.
Like, so I'm with Brittany. Like, I hate when people try and present it and or put it in a package with a bow on it, like, oh, this is for you and your protection or for your greater good. But really, and that's what I was gonna say earlier when he, like, yeah, he telling her friends like, well, I'm down for whatever. Okay, but what you gonna do when you drag her in front of your old ass grandpa?
And that same energy.
Like, what you finna do?
That is so true. In the comments, y'all leave your thoughts. Is it for her protection or is it for his protection?
Right.
That's the question. You are so right, Season, because a lot of times these allies, these fist bumping, these hashtag Black Lives Matter, don't even check their own folk. They all down for the cause.
Yeah.
In friendly territory, which is around other Black people who are all like-minded of Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. But when it comes to their Thanksgiving dinners and they 85th birthday parties and shit like that, it's like, oh, I don't want to rock the boat. They're mean. Somebody said they're mean is code for racist. That was Stephanie who said that. So you have to do the work if you're really genuine.
Absolutely.
To check your own people.
Absolutely.
I want to be in that environment until that checking happens.
Right.
At the end of the day, there's a disconnect between how wide open her life is to him versus how wide open his life is to her. Now, there is that baggage, like you mentioned, Season, that, she was the other woman when he was married. So they're already off on the wrong foot with that just because of that. And then on top of all that, she Black. Like, woo, okay. But given how I don't know, you guys probably don't remember this, but in the comments, y'all might remember this. she already got spit on by his homeboy. So after that fucking situation, and she was traumatized, and she already broke up with him over that situation. I think he's still trying to be like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Because the last time you encountered one of my racist people, your ass was done with me. So K-Fab
And
for his protection.
It
Yeah.
wasn't no fire. Nobody set the place on fire. Nothing.
No, she just got spit on, man. She just got spit. That was fucked up. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, we gonna
She
be
wasn't on the
fighting.
news.
Nah, it was no financial movie. She should have went home and put. She should have burned the braid in that fucking case. Did some voodoo on his ass or something. But
What?
yeah. So if I had got spit on before, I would not be anxious to meet his white ass racist family until he got all that shit together. Okay, or you gonna have to introduce me to a handful of people at a time.
Nova got spit on.
Nova got. It was like. It was disgusting.
Whoa.
It was
Not
a lot. It was a lot.
She said not the throat.
It was
not the throat.
At least it was pre-pandemic.
I definitely would be back at that party, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I would have to wait outside.
At the party.
That should be outside. How about that? So anyway, moving on from that, but I just want to say, yeah, I just think she needs to pump her brakes a little bit. Wait till this coast is clear. Okay, Calvin, engage in your anti-racist behavior with your family, and then you bring her around. If he's not going to do that work, then you need to go ahead and keep it.
No, and people, and sometimes they be real scared because they
know what's up.
They already know how
people are.
Yeah, they already know. It's like our black family where you like that everybody know that one aunt or that one cousin or real and it be drama. You be like, just leave them at home,
But Stephanie says if he's in it for real, why hasn't he done prep work for his reveal? And I agree that, and I think that's the takeaway. He needs to do the work. Now the previews, they're going to go to the family. She gonna obviously have her face crunched because Nova's always getting her face crunched somewhere. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah. Oh, okay. K-Fab says, remember, dude grabbed her booty, then he spit on her. Amanda called Cassidy. Oh, okay. Yeah, that it was more to the story or whatever situation may be. But yeah. Okay. That's fine. Hey PKD, Camila. Let's see. Is anybody else that I haven't shouted out yet? Okay. Let's move on to Micah. This is gonna be a quick thing. So Micah pledged this, fake black fraternity. Any comments or just that's it?
Good for him. I mean,
he's trying to find himself. He's trying
to find his manhood, something. Immersing himself into the culture and community. He's taking a route different from what his mom wanted of him, going to Harvard and stuff. And he's had his journey running up behind Nova. So he's really like doing his thing. I think it's cute. I mean, I thought that was a cute thing. Like, and then in previous seasons, he's had issues where a couple of his friends were like bad apples, right? So
bad apples is a strong word. They was all in it together. But yeah, I mean, I think he was trying too hard to prove that he was down for the cause. And I think that this does kind of show that there are multifacets of what we define our Black culture as. You do have the activists, I'm not saying side as though these are mutually exclusive, but you have like the activists kind of like, crew, and then you have like the fraternity and sorority, the Divine Nine type of crew, and then you have a variety of things, the intelligentsia. There's all kinds of different facets to the Black experience. And so, I think it's interesting. I don't know how much you're going to get to explore it with the whole pandemic thing and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, Lene says he grew up privileged. He's embracing his Blackness. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Tara just to acknowledge your comment, but we don't have to go into it. But she says, Nova never thinks things through. She dives in and doesn't think of this. Yes, I agree. She dives in, doesn't think of the consequences. Yes. Brittany, anything else to add on Micah and
No, I mean, I could tell just from the emphasis they put on the whole new man thing that he's trying to find some type of, stature and that presence, his blackness, men go through that in all shapes and in all ways,
Right,
so
right.
it wasn't shocking to me, I just, and we all know that culture, he probably gonna be out there shimmying around.
Shimmy, shimmy.
Yeah, they was trying. I mean, they was trying to get a little bit into it, but they couldn't obviously get too close to everybody else. Camille says, "I want to know if he's still with his girlfriend." I want to know that too. Well, I guess we might see more of. Is her name? Her name is Kiki, right? On the show, I think it's Kiki. I guess we might see more Kiki when he get back. Back to St. Joe. Okay, let's move on to Ralph Angel and Darla.
That man's so fine, Lord Jesus.
Listen, you know what? Let me put it like this. Nobody can do like brooding, like going through some shit, like simmering, sweltering, mad, like Ralph Angel. Like somebody is always fucking with Ralph Angel,
He's
but
rich.
he is like really matured so much, especially as it comes to Darla. But let's talk about a little bit about what's going on with the farm. So first of all, let's talk about Blue. So how grown and cute is Blue, right?
Cute. So adorable.
I love that he's like taking that like role of like, being a leader in the family and catering to his family. It's so obvious that he's thrilled that his parents are back together.
Yes.
I love just the love that they have. Even I thought the bond with Ralph Angel, I'm glad that kind of buried a little bit the whole paternity and all that stuff. I feel like they really put a bow on that on the last season, with the exception of some of the tension between Nova and Ralph Angel. But just the affection that Ralph Angel
that was good to
have
see
towards each other. I think it's a really beautiful thing, and it's a very important, like, image. Any other comments about that?
I loved it too. I thought that was necessary, because a lot of times you see in those, especially Black father dynamics, like when they've made a mistake, they usually disappear. They don't want to like try to rekindle things or reshape things. And the fact that his son is kind of like leading the way with the connection, that was so mature. It just proves that like restoration can take place. I love the sweetness of it, because even him kind of making those gestures of praying together and all of that stuff, like it was just adorable to me. That was very cute.
There's a tenderness there that we don't often get to see a lot of times, in particular when there is a Black father in the home. I'm talking about media portrayals. I'm not talking about in real life. I'm talking about media portrayals. Right. He's a disciplinarian. He's just the breadwinner, and that's what they focus on. Like, I put a roof on this table and da da da.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the tenderness of it.
Yeah.
Susan, what do you think?
I thought it was cute. I all the scenes and the pool scene and stuff, I was like, okay, so they a little family or whatever, and they letting him have, a lot of roles around the house and a lot of input. But it really does, for me, it's like, like even when I get into little disagreements with my husband, I just seeing my baby so happy to have both of us in the same room, kicking or chilling or relaxing. Like sometimes you do kind of, sometimes kids really will bring that extra light into the room. And it'll make you feel like, all right, I'm gonna set to the side what I'm dealing with you, or maybe like this really isn't a big deal, but my baby the center of my household. So I think it's cute to see that on TV.
I like what Stephanie says here. She says the healing of the family. And I think that goes to the point, Brittany, about restoration. And I love that we saw a really, truly healed family unit, because there's been a lot of brokenness, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain that has been in all the different family units throughout the various seasons. So to see them all in such a place of restoration and a place of healing was really a beautiful thing. So I thought that it was cute, like, they cooked the dinner, and then Ralph Angel, he's talking about, Blue, and then he says, he kind of trips over his words a little bit. And then he says, the love of my life. And Darla kind of gave him a look like, yeah, the love of your life. Like, what we doing? But she knows she can't push too hard because Darla got a lot of shit that she done been in. She done been through. But I love that they set it up. They set it up for the proposal,
which is off. That's dope. That's dope.
I love
you
that.
know, anytime a family decides to take it to that next level, you know, I've been in both dynamics where a single mama trying to figure it out, and then you know having that dynamic where you say let's do this. Like it's a beautiful, you know, transition, and I know that makes her feel good. You know, even their discussion about him being so transparent and honest about, you know, him thinking about them. And I know that was an uncomfortable gesture of him kind of like praying for one thing with confidence and being so hesitant, you know, in certain dynamics at that other end of the table. And then knowing the difference of giving somebody grace when it's not toxic. You know, because you know, many people sit sidelines on stuff and it's like they're not being treated well, but he treats, you know, it seems like a better condition, you know. So I was glad to see it go into that.
And this is their second engagement because they were engaged before. And there's now it's a clean slate. They're truly healed, they're truly restored. There's no question about the fraternity, there's no question about anything. And so it truly is a fresh start season.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I thought it was cute. You know, I be on Ralph Angel head about crying. So he made it through the whole episode. Then he proposed. I said, okay, well, he could go ahead on and cry this season. But he held it together. He had his excitement. So it's like, okay, he's really ready for this. He's really excited about it. And, you know, good for them because like how you said, his character in general is just a brooding character. He always has so much weight on his shoulders and feels like the world is against him. But Darla can be a little, you know, pitiful herself. So, you know, it's like I'm ready to see some like light in their eyes and excitement because clearly shit might hit the fan with, you know, legally and all this other stuff. But between those two, it's like those characters for me both need some joy.
Yeah, I completely agree. K-Fab says Darla's family is messy. I'm cautiously optimistic about their relationship. Yeah, but I think that the thing with Darla's family is I feel like Darla has all her cards out on the table. It's all transparent. There's nothing anybody can hold against her. Right. So I think that, you know, that changes the dynamic a little bit versus when they came out like, well, does he know? And now with all that messy shit that they so ultimately, yes, they were messy, but it's all out in the open now. Ashley said that proposal, your love gives me superpowers. That was so romantic. But one other thing I just want to comment on is I loved how he was talking about like there is this kind of unsettledness in terms of with the farm and all and that fight he has on his hands. But what I really like is that he's not putting things on pause for that. And so and people want to have everything lined up. Everything is good over here. Everything's good over there.
Gotta be perfect.
But like him saying that I'm taking control of my situation includes moving forward, even in the midst of uncertainty about other things. Like I think that's a great message to send. So definitely shout out to Ralph Angel and Darla. Hopefully they go through with it this time. I would be devastated if we get another fake out with them because I've always been rooting for them to work out. So hopefully that
and we don't need no other men coming up with no other stuff about why they can't do nothing. Right. You know, they be making all the excuses, and I'm not gonna let TV inspire not another one. Y'all need to do what y'all need to do.
Well, Ralph Angel.
Ralph, because he had you right. I'm not you ain't got no farm.
You are what I'm Darla now. You treat me like Darla. I'm good.
Let me go to some of the comments. Tara says they looked very united in this episode. Very united. I thought that was great. Good body language, good chemistry, all that kind of stuff. Camila says we get a wedding for the season finale, and we probably hopefully it doesn't take the whole season, right? But I mean, we did get Aunt Vi in Hollywood. We got a wedding from them, so Queen Sugar is good about giving us a season finale wedding.
Yeah.
You know, they like to end on a positive note, which I always think is great. Stephanie says, "Am I the only one waiting for that robbery to come back to haunt him?" I think that's water under the bridge. I don't think that's going to come back. I think they've addressed the potential of it coming back, and they've like that's been put a bow on it and it's wrapped up. Camila says, totally agree. We need some joy. Let's see. I'm thinking about the same thing that no, the robbery is gone, y'all. It's gone. Y'all might have missed it, but that did come back and it's gone. So don't worry about the robbery thing. I think he got actual issues now with this farm. So before we get to everything else that's going on, let's talk a little bit about Aunt Vi and Hollywood. I still think that Aunt Vi and Hollywood are like the staple, the foundation, the real heart and soul of the of relationships in this show. They have good relationships with everybody. They have an amazing relationship with each other. What do you guys think about, you know, just kind of what's happening with them? It looks like, you know, Hollywood is working on his restaurant. They are so great collaborating together on her stuff. What do you guys think about that?
I like them together. I've always liked them together. I agree. They're like that stability that the show can always fall back on and have them branch out to the other characters and spread some wisdom or keep people grounded. I like them two together. I always have.
You need that. You need that representation. No, you know, you need that representation in every dynamic, especially if it's fun, it's fresh, it's positive, you know, because we often don't see people getting along in you know those relationships. So you need to be able to see things are possible, you know.
Right. Yeah, and I think that what I like about them is they are partners. Like, you know, they both truly support each other. And, you know, with Aunt Vi in her restaurant, and he is in there cooking up a storm, and, you know, she's still running stuff on her little end. So I just love the partnership aspect, and that they always are there to chip in for everybody else. Somebody says, I bet you Prosper will get married before Ralph does. Hey, I was going to say, hey, that sounds very cynical, but Prosper did have a girlfriend at the end of last season. I don't know where she at. I haven't seen her yet this season, but he did. He had a volunteer for Charlie's campaign that he was seeing. So if you're not being cynical, if you're referencing that, then hey, it's possible. Tara says this family needs to be happy. It seems like every time they get a little, their world gets blown up. That's true. Stephanie says black love as its finest. K Fab says I love Vi and Hollywood. I root for them hard. I love their love. My favorite couple. Yes. Lene says the portrayal of community as extension of family is dope, i.e. Proctor, or is it Prosper? I think you mean Prosper, Hollywood, and Ralph Angel. Yes. I think there's such a great sense of community. And I think that's a great segue to the last part we got to talk about, which is Charlie, which encompasses so much that's going on. But I think that like one of the beauties of Queen Sugar, and I think one of the things that differentiates it from so many other shows is the community aspect of it. It's about community ownership. It's about you know, cooperative economics with the farmers and things like that. You know, Kwanzaa go. I'm not gonna quote all the stuff, but you know, the principles of Kwanzaa. Okay, but I mean, I love that it's one of the few shows that does kind of focus on community, and it still keeps it really, really. It does a good job of balancing the interpersonal and the familial with the community, but that is a huge part of what's happening. So we have Charlie, who I just want one thing. I just want one request for Charlie. Can they give her some love, because she has gotten screwed over every single season in the love department. And she is like for the people, and she's down for the people, but she just keep getting shortchanged on the love department.
You know, but that's the thing. That's the dialogue that they have usually. Like, you got to choose. Either you're gonna be powerful this, or you got this amazing love. Like you can never have both operating at the same time. And I don't like that,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And I think Romero, I think that was his name, was like super like gung ho for Charlie, not intimidated at all. But then they had to bring up the whole farm shit. I'm like, damn, God damn,
Right.
God damn,
business deals missing it.
Yeah. So okay, maybe she could find
getting the tea from her that she's so focused on what's going on. I don't know if she would slow down enough to really.
She did for Romero though. She did. And she did for Remy, but Remy was intimidated by Charlie. So I think that Charlie really would, but I just think they always throw up these roadblocks for Charlie. Everybody else, Nova done been with how many people, men and women. She get whatever love she was with. She had several relationships last season.
Mess.
And Charlie can't get even one person that she's into. They always dog her ass out. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, I know it's gonna be hard in the pandemic to get a love interest. Find somebody for Charlie, okay?
Are y'all ready to see people on TV with masks on? I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. I'm not really ready.
I can't. I just can't. It will really tear me up.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
And I think that's
just watching the clips. I said, I don't want to keep on seeing this. No.
I think you got, and you know what? Like, Ashley said, didn't Remy sleep with Nova? I don't know if they slept together, but they were dating. So yeah, that was really sleazy of Remy. But you know what? I am torn because I don't know if I'm mentally ready yet. Like, I think everybody is incorporating Black Lives Matter into their plots, whether it's Love and Hip Hop or Basketball Wives or The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And every show is really incorporating that. Now, to be fair, Queen Sugar has always addressed that kind of stuff with, with the stuff that Micah has gone through and with Nova's activism. But I'm just like, oh, there's a part of me that's like,
Well, you peeped like when Charlie was in the car on the way to somewhere, she was listening to a news
the coronavirus stuff. Yeah.
And I was like, dang.
And so that's the thing with
it made it to TV.
Like having Black Lives Matter and coronavirus all on TV, it's like, we're still in this shit.
I don't want to relive last summer.
Yeah, but I guess we're gonna have to do. It. So we'll see. I hope they do it in a way that isn't like, hey, we're still in this shit, guys. Do we really want to relive it like on TV? It's kind of like, I watch American Horror Story. They had American Horror Story, the Trump season. And I was like, this motherfucker got inaugurated like 3 weeks ago. Can we not? So, anyways, but okay, let's talk about Charlie. So, K-Fab says Charlie's relationship start for the wrong reasons. That's the problem. I do not agree with that. Charlie be minding her business, and these men be like, Charlie, you want to get some coffee? Charlie, da-da-da-da-da. She don't be chasing after nobody. They chase after her, and then they find a reason to flip on her. So, I disagree, K-Fab.
They can't handle it.
I've been there.
Hello.
They can't handle it.
You be minding your business.
They think they can.
Yes. Okay. Crystal says it feels kind of strange to see people without masks. That is true. Sometimes you do see stuff though, and it's like, damn, everybody don't have masks on. Like I was kind of thinking, like they had the whole party, they had the St. Joe dinner, and I'm like, ain't nobody got no. It's 150 people up in there. Nobody social distancing. So it's just true. There's like a part of us that's like PTSD because we're still
go
in it.
back and forth.
Yeah, and then this other part of it is like, I don't want to see that shit. I want to pretend like all this stuff isn't happening.
Right. So. Yeah. Give me both. Okay.
Yeah.
Rotate them scenes.
So let's talk about the first thing. Francis, I'm telling you what, I was here for the white on white lady crime. Francis Boudreaux got out white lady by that judge. She said, bitch, please. I'm the head white bitch in charge of this motherfucker. Hello. She said, ain't no alleged, bitch. It's convicted, okay? In the courtroom.
She shut it right on down. Actually, what we're not going to do is do that. I'm not going to let you rewrite this history in this courtroom. Period.
Exactly.
I love
I
it.
loved this.
Yeah,
The
that was good.
SmackDown. Ooh, that was so
Yes, I
good.
loved it.
7 years. A white lady given 7 years in jail in Louisiana.
You know
I said what?
that's made for TV.
And then hit her with a God bless. I said, yes, yes, Lord. God bless.
Listen, I know it's some abolitionists out there. I'm not one of them. Block her motherfucking ass up, okay?
He knocked her right on up. 7 years.
And Parker came in there. She said, "Oh shit, they done locked this white lady the fuck up. What kind of shit is this?"
But look, she was looking like, wait a minute now.
She was like, "Oh shit." Parker was humbled like a motherfucker when Francis Boudreaux ass got out white lady and sentenced to 7 years in jail. Then all of a sudden she come out humble as shit talking about
Hey sis.
oh no, wait. I'm fast forwarding. That was a different court situation. Okay. So
After
Francis gets locked up. So Charlie.
Yeah. Okay.
Charlie scores 1. Next situation is they have the eminent domain. They're sitting out to the farmers and stuff like that. So Charlie, mini Kamala, okay, mini VP, little trailblazer and shit. She called a council together, and she's trying to rally the troops to stop what's happening from this highway they're trying to build. And historically speaking, this is how they have destroyed Black wealth, by putting these highways in Black neighborhoods. Now St. Joe ain't Black Wall Street, but that's what they've done. Now Pete Buttigieg is Secretary of Transportation in real life, and he seems to understand how Black people have been done wrong by transportation. So, but on this show, I don't think that Pete Buttigieg is Secretary of Transportation. So, because it was 2020, so it was still whoever the hell was in there for Trump. But anyways, but I loved the tag team of Nova and
had her sister back.
Yeah, because Nova is good for them exposés. The problem is she's been exposing her damn family more than she's been exposing other people. So it was nice to see her use her powers for good, for a change. So they won the court battle, particularly to save the Bordelon farm, but also to do this environmental study. Environmental studies take a while, so it does do a good job buying this some time. Any thoughts about that part? And then we're gonna move on to the aftermath of that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I love that they came together to get that working, them showing up and like saying, look, we need some reroutes. I even love the scene where they're like jumping up and like, where are you at? She can't do this by herself. Like,
yes,
that was a good that was too. Incredible to me. Like, because so many times, in those dynamics, you may be scared to say, those things because of the relationship, because of the closeness. But it was like, nah, look, we all need to come together. Everybody needs to do their part. Right. And that's honestly, it's just a truth. That's how things work. It can't be somebody else telling somebody what not to do and all of this stuff and how it benefits. Everybody got to be on the same page. So I thought that was really dope that they came together to have that happen.
I agree. I think that, there is a little bit of a savior complex that Charlie has. And so I think that like Rock Angel was a little bit of a reality check. Like, I know you're trying, Charlie, but everybody needs to be on board. Yeah. So I love that he said that. And Stephanie says researchers are thinking absolutely different comments about how eminent domain has been used to take stuff away from Black people. Yes, all that. So anyway, moral of the story is Charlie and Nova score a victory in court. Now Parker done lost with Francis Boudreaux. She done lost in court. Now she a little more humble. Now she talking about sister girl. Season, what did you think about that?
I mean, it was a predictable scene almost like, oh, we can actually work together and figure something out, homegirl.
They didn't put on a new wig.
Yeah, like we can do this together, girlfriend. Like that was so predictable. But of course, Charlie gonna stand her ground and not fall for the okie doke with that. Like, she pissed. So she ain't finna be, and for a good reason, because she turned around and got made a fool of at her own event by this
That
woman.
is true. That is true. Now let's break it down just a little bit more. So Parker, she was definitely my half white side is gonna win this battle when she brought her daddy in the situation. So she definitely was feeling her fucking self until she got smacked down a little bit when she saw that Charlie is more of a force to be reckoned with. Now, fast forward where Parker goes to the mill and completely takes the wrong message away from why Charlie invited her there. And I loved what Charlie had to say, but I also there's a part of me that feels like, well, maybe Charlie should have heard her out just a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because let's be honest, there is a lot of emotional pride in Black farming and ownership of Black farming and stuff like that, but also let's be honest, historically speaking, Black farmers have been fucked over. And it's
Mm-hmm.
always a battle with them to just hold on to what they have. And so,
Yeah.
is there some potential merit to what Parker was saying in terms of moving them into the future? Maybe, even though it's a little self-serving for you to say that because you're trying to put a highway into their land and take their
Absolutely.
land over. But I think maybe you have to be a little bit practical and at least hear it out, like double the price that they, whatever. Some people might want to take that. And I feel like,
Yeah.
one of the things, even though, yes, Parker was completely fucked up and how she, first of all, hijacked Charlie's event, which was a beautiful celebration of St. Josephine and the fact that the town was named after a Black woman to advance her agenda. But I think it does go to show that, she can't control the situation on her own. They're both formidable, opponents.
Mm.
Now, where Parker completely lost me is saying they gonna basically saying, okay, well, we're not gonna go through all of y'all farms, but we're gonna go through the Black cemetery. What the fuck is that? Are you sick in the head? She said that shit with a straight face.
When I tell you, I said, oh, so basically she said we just gonna dig up Big Mama and just have her just laying on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate disrespect. But see, that's in those dynamics where they pit two Black women against each other. It's a
Right.
the power move to see who gonna make the grandest,
Right.
shade of them all. And it don't benefit nobody. But I do agree with you. There could have been a little bit more of a, well, what can we do to come
Right.
together?
Right.
Just to hear it out, because one thing I don't like when people take that I'm going to stand for everybody and not bring it to them for them to get an opportunity to say what they want. If they want to deal with it, if they even have the opportunity to have the benefits of what is being offered, because
Right.
now you got people mad because they broke and they granddaddy about to be on the curb.
And
No.
that's the thing that's crazy. So Parker gets up there, she says the shit, she walks the fuck
He
off,
walked
and they
out.
up in Charlie's face. And Charlie's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I ain't
Right.
So
doing this.
I mean, as Stephanie says, it's a power struggle. K-Fab says there's always one that's problematic, like Tim Scott. He's probably getting bribed. Tara says that was a scare tactic for the farmers to give in. I think this is what they always do to Black people, right?
Yeah.
Shitty or shittier fucking
Yeah.
alternatives. Instead of being accommodating, like, in what world is it accommodating the community by digging up half of the cemetery? It's disgusting.
It's sick. It's sick.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm just,
because in their mind they're gonna go with the emotional. Like, well, forget it. I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah.
This, because they can't fathom not having access. Oh, it's a whole mindset there. Oh, I don't want to tap into it because
I
I'm
know.
Right, because
that's the emotional
if
weight.
it's one thing our community do, they honor their they family members that have passed on. So that would definitely be a hot button.
And it'll pit, first of all, the highway was approved by St. Joe, right? And so I definitely feel like it does put more pressure on the farmers because the people are gonna be like, you're not big enough, you're not digging up Big Mama, fuck your farm. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think everybody sees the strategic play that Parker played. And I think, we know that Charlie never gives up. And we know, at least the way the show was written, she always gets her way, but it is gonna be a damn good fight. So this is a credible season long fight that we'll see how it plans out.
Right.
But yeah, there's something super traumatizing and triggering about just these situations that our community gets presented with all the time.
Absolutely.
And I still haven't seen anything that suggests that, aside from, what is the highway going to do for the community? You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it, but we'll have to see. All right, y'all. I think we got through everything, right? Did I forget anything?
No, I think that's it.
I feel like we got through everything. So this season is the battle of the bobs. It's gonna be the kitchen press bob or the blunt cut bob. We're gonna see how Nova and her good cop, ex-cop relationship goes. We're gonna see how Micah coming into his own goes. I'm really hoping
battle of the
bobs. Battle of the bobs.
Okay. Well, we in a pandemic. That's why they got them kitchen bumps at the end. Hello.
Okay, so next week I need me a bob wig.
Okay, listen, I can't even talk because
I'm gonna wear my bob next.
Honestly, I've been thinking about getting a little bob wig off of Amazon, one of those synthetic joints. But shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do with all this hair underneath that shit. So yeah. But I ain't gonna do no kitchen press bob. I ain't gonna do a kitchen press bob. It's gonna be blunt.
It's got a swing too.
Little something. When that door opened, when she was mad and went in that room, the
wind did hit the kitchen press. The wind hit the kitchen press.
It was giving me a little body.
It did give me body. It gave me body.
It gave me a little something.
No, she said it was giving me a little body.
It gave me a little something.
She sold that. She sold that. Shout out to all the actors though, because you know what? One thing I can say, listen, it's amazing to see good acting, good writing, good directing, good stories. Like Queen Sugar has not skipped a beat, even in the pandemic. I know these folks had to quarantine and do all this stuff, but they're giving us Queen Sugar that we love. So for y'all in the comments, thank you. Stephanie said stiff wear.
Okay. Who? Stiff wear.
So for y'all who joined us, we're gonna be clowning like this every week, Jen. Okay, because we got to clown. We gotta take ourselves too seriously. So
that's right.
Come and join us again next week. Next week in the previews, Nova's going to the Calvin family. Now this is what I'm looking forward to, because let me tell you something. There ain't really, Black woman, nobody does better insults and shade throwing than we do, right?
That's it.
No, period. But these white women, they can hang not with the cleverness, but in that cut your soul shit, because they don't give a fuck either. They don't give a fuck either. They will say anything. They're liable to say anything, especially to your black ass. Oh yeah, when she tell Nova in the preview, oh, you thought he was the only Nubian person he been with or some shit like that. Oh, Nova face look hurt. Nova face look hurt. Cause I'm like, oh, okay, so they're gonna be like, bitch, it ain't cause you black, it's cause you're a whore. I don't know where they're going with it, but I'm just saying.
Listen, you already know that's gonna be off the chain.
It's gonna be Tuesday. It's gonna be Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to having you ladies back. We're gonna all clown next week. Y'all in the comments, so your friends come join us next week, clown.
Yes,
and let's enjoy Queen Sugar. Let's enjoy some scripted Black excellent TV. Yes. And if we're gonna be triggered by the Black Lives Matter quarantine shit, we can be triggered together. Okay?
That's right.
We can be triggered together.
That's it.
So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see
All
y'all
right.
next week. Bye.